Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be working with several elements. We are going to be creating Vegas shirts. My aunt and a couple of her friends, they all work for the school. One's a bus driver, one's a lunch lady, and one may be a teacher. Okay, so they're all going on a Vegas trip, just girls. So they wanted me to create these shirts, so they found an image online and they sent it to me, so I recreated it. Recreated it on Design Space just using the regular font that's available for free. And the wine glass, you'll see, I got that from images off Google and brought it in and uploaded it. So this is the shirt. So this is the shirt that we're going to be creating today. It says Girls Trip Vegas 2017, and it's got a wine glass. So this is and this is all glitter. So number one, we're going to be working with a V-neck. This will be the first time that we do a V-neck on here. So first of all, we're going to be working with a V-neck, and they just went and bought the Fade Glory shirts from Walmart. Hopefully you guys can see this. Okay, so the Fade Glory shirts from Walmart, they're V-neck. Okay, so you have that. We're going to be doing all glitter, and you're going to be, what I did was slice this, that way it fit perfectly inside the wine glass. So you have the two different colors, and then the next thing is I had a large, an extra large, and a 2X. So I've already done the large, the extra large, and the 2X. And what I did was, just in case you're wondering, when I designed this, what I did was I designed it how I wanted it. Then I selected it all and kind of drug it to the size that I wanted it to be all together. So I just set everything where it needed to be, then selected it and drug everything where it needed to be. So what I did was I took an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper and put it on the shirt. This is how I did it. So I figured out how that would look with that size, and I did it on each one to see if it would look okay. So I kept all the size the same for every single shirt, large, extra large, 2X. This whole design is the same size for all shirts. So like I said, and the reason why it's folded in half, I tried to decide, you know, would this be too small? And then I thought, so 8.5 by 11. So that's what I did. That's, so, you know, that's a good tip to play around with a piece of paper, whether it's a 12 by 12 or whatever, to figure out, you know, what size. Okay, so this is what it looks like for the large. And then this is the same design on an extra large. Hopefully you guys can see that. Yes. So this is the same design on an extra large. So as soon as we get done with the shirt, they decided that they wanted a couple little rhinestones in here. And we're going to use the multi-purpose glue because it's good on fabric and all that. So we're going to try this together, and they want a couple little diamonds in here. Personally, I would leave it alone like this, but we're going to try it. It'll be something different to try. Okay, so like I said, this is the large, and then I've already showed you the extra large. So now we're working on the 2X. So we always do regular t-shirts, and then whether it's a medium or large. So we're going to try a 2X, so that way you guys can see the difference of working with, it all works the same. So I have my shirt out on my Steady Betty, and this is a black shirt, but I think on the camera it's making it look a little bit gray, my lighting. So we are working on a black shirt, and this is how I'm going to start it. So our iron's ready to go. This is how we're going to do this. So I've got all my pieces together, and I just stack them together. So what I'm going to do with the V-neck, and I make sure I come from the very top point here. So I'm going to come down, it was 2 inches is what I did on all the shirts. You always, with a V-neck, you want to be closer to the neckline, since, you know, you don't want to come down here. You want to keep it as high as you can. So I did it 2 inches from the very top of this neckline. And I just played around with it till it looked good. When I get done with the shirt, before I iron it and I get all my pieces on, I hold it up against myself, and then I go look in the mirror to see how it looks. So that's what I did. So what I'm going to do is my first 2 pieces here. We're going to work with our first 2 pieces. And what I did was kind of trim around any of this plastic, because you want to get as close as you can, because you're going to be pretty close with your pieces. So you want to make sure there's no extra so you don't overlap like I've done previously. So we're going to take our first few pieces, and I know that I want to be at the 2-inch mark, maybe just a little bit above it. And I'm going to start working there. So I'm just going to set that just like that. So what I'm going to do is take my handy dandy 25-cent ruler out of here. I'm looking for it. It's here. Okay, so we're going to take our ruler, and this is actually going to be, so I'm just going to be playing with these 2 pieces till I get it where I need it. So there it is. So I'm going to pull this out, and I'm going to measure from this side here to see where I'm at to the arm, and I am at, let's see, let's just say 4 and, well, okay, at 5, because you want to be right up against this. So we're at 5. And then I'm going to come to this side around the same area, and we're at 4. So I know I need to go to the right a little bit. So I need to go over at least an inch. So what I can do is set my ruler here, and I know that I need to go over an inch. So that way I can bring this up and over just like that. And you can mess with making sure it's like straight with everything here in just a second. So then I'm going to bring this part in. And I got these pretty close. I mean, I left a little bit of a gap in there, and these are going to be lined up perfectly at the top. And you may, I mean, like I said before, you may not be doing this design, you're doing something else, but this is the same concept if you're going to be working with multiple pieces. And if you're doing regular vinyl and glitter, make sure you do your regular vinyl. Get all the pieces down, then take your other pieces off, do your regular vinyl, then bring back in your glitter. Okay, so let's see where we're at. We're at 4. And we are at 4. So everything's good, whether from this side to this side. So we know that. And we are down 2 inches. So what I'm going to do is, first thing I'm going to do before I put on my other pieces, I'm going to lift the shirt. I'm going to look at it, make sure it's straight. I think everything looks straight to me, so I'll lay it back down. Now if it wasn't, I'd come back in and adjust wherever I need to and then pick it up again. So everything seems pretty good to me. So I'm going to lay it back down, making sure that you guys can see all this in the camera. Now, I'm going to start working with my other pieces. So, like I said, I'm going to trim as close as I can with this plastic because since we're butting it up against each other, I don't want it to overlap and then accidentally adhere my vinyl iron, my glitter iron-on to the plastic. So making sure we're taking off any excess. And then the same with the bottom because we're going to have pieces come down here. So I'm going to just come up like this, and this is probably unnecessary, but I do it anyway, coming up that high. I've learned a thing or two. All right, and taking out this little piece here, and this piece. There we go. So that looks good. Now, I'm going to figure out where I want to set this. And I have the P coming over the S just a little bit like this. Just right around in there. Make sure I pull that off. And then we're going to take our Vegas 2017. And we're going to set this right in here. So I think that looks good. I'm going to make sure it's down. I'm going to pick the shirt back up again. Hold it up, make sure everything looks straight. There we go, there we have our area. So now this is gonna be the thing. You have the liquid, so the wine. So it's gonna go right in here, right? So we're gonna get all this down first and then I'm gonna come back and add this. So what we're gonna do is split it in half. We're gonna do 20 seconds on this side. When I come on this side, I'm gonna do 10 seconds, peel the wine glass off, put this piece down, and then do 20 seconds. So you'll see that. So here we go, we're gonna do the first 20 seconds. I'm going to make sure it's lined up on everything as good as possible and hit go. And I'm just going to put a little bit of pressure since I'm working with glitter. And hold that for a minute. So we're at 12. But I think these came out really cute. I think they leave on Thursday, so I think they're pretty excited. They're going to wear these the first night that they get into Vegas and walk the strip. I definitely recommend, I think it would be, now we're going to do 10 seconds on this side. Just 10 seconds. I think it would be as cute as I'm sure some of you would think to put your name on the back. Don't do that. In Vegas, you don't want to have your name on the back and people be, you know, calling you or something like that. I know we're adults, but still it's scary. Okay. It's just some things we don't think about, you know. So there's that. So we just pulled off the wine glass. And we're going to, and that was 10 seconds. Now I'm going to carefully, without burning myself, put this on. And I like to do it all at the same time, so I don't wait for it to cool down. So I'm going to pop that in as good as it can. I'm going to come back over here and line this back up where I was. And now I'm going to do the full 20 seconds. So it's super easy. And then I'm going to show you once, because I use Pars to be vinyl. I'll leave the link down below. You can pull this hot or cold. And it's so much easier to pull it hot. So this side's already cooling down. So when we get done, I'm going to set it back on here for just a second. You'll see, just like this. That's enough. Pull it off, just enough to warm it up. That way when I peel all these pieces off, it'll be easy peasy lemon squeezy. See? Just like that. So I'm just going to go through here and pull those off. Just like that. That's all glitter. And you see how we just tied those in. You just want to make sure if you're doing glitter on glitter that it's got the space to have its own. It's not going to overlap. For the, okay, so now that we've got the shirt done, we're going to work on putting in the jewels. So I have an image of the, of where it shows it sparkling on here to put in our diamonds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this CRICUT mat that I got, and this is a protective sheet for your iron here. And I'm going to go ahead and shut my iron down because we don't need it. What I'm going to do is, since we're working with glue now, I'm going to actually put it up underneath the shirt. And this is actually the perfect size to be right under there, just so no glue comes through and sticks to the other side. So just to protect it, I'm going to do that. Then we're going to get our little crystals out here. I'm going to pour a couple out here. Well, yeah, that'll be fine. I'm going to pour a couple out here like that. I'm going to use my Silhouette Pick Me Up. Got like a little bit of a stick to it, and it'll pick your rhinestone up, which, I mean, obviously I want to pick it up from the top. So it'll pick my rhinestone up just like this. What I'm going to use is a toothpick. So I'm going to take a toothpick out of here, take a couple. So I'm going to set that down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue here. You can use whatever glue that you're used to that's, you know, going to work on fabric. And obviously this is going on vinyl, not fabric. So just find a glue that you know that will last and will go through the wash. And I'm sure these diamonds are going to come off. But basically, if they fall off and they still have all this over time, I'm sure it's fine. This is basically just so they can wear it that night. So I'm going to screw this on, because I've never worked with little jewels like this on a shirt before, to be honest. So this will be the first. So we're going to pull this off. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this piece of plastic from my my vinyl here, and I'm going to use the side that's not sticky to stick a little bit of that glue on. So that's going to be over here in the corner. So I'm going to squeeze out a little bit of this glue, a dollop of glue on that. Let me show you. Hopefully you guys can see that. So you're going to have a little bit of dollop of glue here, and I'm going to have it on the side. So when I pick a jewel up, and I'm actually going to play with this first to see how this is going to look. There's a spot here where it looks like there is jewels on their image. So we're going to do something like this, and maybe one in the middle. Maybe something like that. Say this V here. So I'm going to pick up my little jewel, and I'm just going to dot it right here on the back of the, just very lightly. You don't want too much. And then I'm going to bring that down. Just push down real good. Hold it there for a second. And there you go. So I'm going to pick up the next one. So just like that. And then take a little bit more of my glue. Just like that. And we're going to put this down on the G. Okay, so here it is. I've got all the jewels on there. You can see that sparkle. So there it is, and I put the little jewels on there. And like I said, my opinion, I mean, I've never really played with jewels too much on shirts, but I just don't think that I don't think it's going to last through washes and stuff. But I did have one like kind of pop off, and when I first kind of glue it. And I think even when they come off, it's still not going to mess the shirt because it's on top of the vinyl and you're not going to notice. I don't think it's going to leave like a residue. So there is the shirt. Hopefully you guys can see all that in there. Leaving Thursday, so sometime next week after a wash, I should be able to update you guys to let you know whether they stayed on all day and whether it made it through the wash, the little jewels, in case you guys are wanting to try that. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you find it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.